A WNY News Now exclusive. Arsons. Why so many? We're asking tough questions this morning. Over 200 bags of fentanyl seized at a Salamanca casino, and a Falconer annexation still in limbo. That's News Now for Tuesday, August 1st, 2017.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Work Studios, where interest-free financing is just a phone call away. This is Morning News Now.
And a big good morning to you. It's 78 degrees and sunny. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Kyle Heelis. A several-week report for our news organization uncovers the startling truth about arsons in our city.
That's right, Kyle. A story you will only see here. Fires are being intentionally set at a feverish pace. According to an investigative report conducted by WNY News Now, a FOIL received by our staff last week indicates after March 25th, the last documented date of suspected arsonist Jonathan Young's last fire here in New York, there's been 11 arsons that couldn't have been set by him because he was sitting in a Pennsylvania prison. Jamestown's Director of Development is reacting to this news. Vince DeJoy says these fires are taking a toll on our community.
Arson is not some type of victimless crime, even though these houses are vacant and appear to be abandoned, and they are. And many of them, the very last one on 5th Street was slated for demolition, and they had the asbestos trailers parked right in front of the house, and still there was an arson. They were to begin at that day that the fire started. So it's a horrific crime that really demoralizes our city, and could be terrorism. I mean, terrorism not from a foreign agent, but it terrorizes people in neighborhoods.
Hear more from DeJoy and see the full report on our website, WNYNewsNow.com.
More than 200 bags of fentanyl and other drugs ready for distribution were seized during separate raids of a vehicle and a Seneca Allegheny Casino hotel room in Salamanca recently. 21-year-old Jose Alvarez of Buffalo, 25-year-old Angel Cabrera, and 20-year-old Wilfredo Cruz Jr. of Tonawanda were arrested on numerous drug charges, with more pending. All three were taken to Salamanca City Jail and await arraignment.
The annexation of a BPU property in the village of Falconer still hangs in limbo as both Falconer, Ellicott, and Jamestown's councils work to come to a decision to annex or not to annex. Monday night at Jamestown City Council meeting, Raven Mason, who owns property in both the city and the village, asked President Rabb a few looming questions.
How did it come to that decision that an annexation would be in the best interest?
Well, all we did was unanimously approve the motion to start the process. A decision will be made later down the road as to whether or not it's in the best interest of the city.
So what's next? All three legislative bodies have to cast their ballot. If the three boards do not come to a unanimous decision, an appellate court in Rochester will be tasked with the job. Straight ahead on Morning News Now, you wouldn't believe how much New York State is spending to keep kids in school. But first, here's a look at your Skyline weather forecast. And a look at your Skyline weather forecast for this Tuesday morning. We top out near 82 degrees. Going to be a beautiful day with plentiful sunshine. Maybe some clouds arrive as we head through the afternoon and into tonight. Those clouds early, then we clear out later on in the evening, bottoming out near 62 degrees and a light wind out there. Looking towards our Wednesday, things begin to get a little interesting. We'll see clouds early on in the day, then a chance for isolated storms as we head throughout the afternoon. Don't kill your plans, but just be weather aware, as Dakota would say. We top out near 82 degrees. Looking towards our 7-day outlook for the rest of the week, we do have a chance for storms, more storms on Thursday, if any day. Friday, they stick around, but just in time for Lucy Fest this weekend. Going to be clear and a little cooler, with highs ranging from the upper 60s to mid-70s. From the Skyline Weather Center, I'm Justin Gould. Morning News Now continues next. Jamestown's newest vape shop is Cloud City, located at 121 East 2nd Street and open 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday. This cool, fresh environment is a great place to hang with friends and vape. Cloud City's expert staff is here to help. Try their in-house flavor, Cloud City, a delicious marshmallow combination, or their flavor of the day for just $3. Whether you're a first-time vapor or an expert puffer, visit Cloud City today. The New York State Education Department is getting millions of dollars from a program that was created to prevent kids from dropping out of school. State officials say the program, which is part of the larger Liberty Partnership Program, will put colleges in touch with struggling middle and high school students who are deemed at risk. Those students will have access to tutoring, counseling, and mentoring.
An Asheville man drove more than twice the legal drinking limit early Sunday morning. That, according to the Ellicott Police Department. 41-year-old Edward Morrison also reportedly drove without a license in addition. Morrison will appear in a town of Ellicott court at a later date to answer several charges.
Well, hunters, get your rifles cocked because hunting licenses go on sale today. Governor Andrew Cuomo announced the sporting licenses can be obtained through any DEC license issuing center. The state also says Veterans Day, the weekend before President's Day, and the fourth Saturday in September are fish for free dates. So enjoy and good luck. The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
WNY News Now with Justin Gould.
Coverage comes first comes at 3 in the morning when everyone else is sleeping. Coverage comes first is at 1 in the afternoon when you're just getting done with lunch and the unthinkable's happening. Coverage comes first at every single board meeting across the county. Coverage comes first when you're not afraid to ask the questions that matter. And coverage comes first for our viewers, for our neighbors, and for our friends.
And a good Tuesday afternoon. Here's what's happening in sports. The Jamestown Jammers hope to avoid getting burned tonight. I'm not talking about sunburns. The Onondaga Flames are in town for playoff game number 1. Last night, fan appreciation night, and the Jammers certainly appreciated the fans doing the best they could, coming from behind to beat Onondaga 8-5. That's ironically their opponent tonight. $2 tickets. You can't beat it, so be at Russell Dietrich Park a little before 7 o'clock. Catch all the action on a beautiful summer night, the 1st of August. Now, National League scores, American League scores on a roll. Pirates and the Mets were both off. American League, Yanks defeated the Tigers 7-3. Red Sox scalp the Indians 6-2. And Bills training camp, one important note here, LaShawn McCoy is a no-go. Was a no-go yesterday and today. Came down with a stomach bug. We wish him well. From the WNY Sports Now desk, I'm Ryan Hedrick.
Located in the St. Elmo building in Chautauqua Institution, La Familia Restaurant is more than a restaurant.
So people love the fact that we are committed to the farm-to-table aspect in our produce and focus on sustainability with our seafood too.
La Familia has signature dishes.
Sirloin filet over on the table. Next is our Aegean chicken and cider brine pork chop.
La Familia even has a singing chef. La Familia, fine dining with a family atmosphere. Let them host your special event today. LaFamiliaCHQ.com.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
The Jamestown High School football team held its annual youth camp last week for area youth athletes ages 6 to 13. Basic skills involving blocking, catching, tackling, and more were taught there. Now, students were also able to practice, competition, and, of course, have a lot of fun. You see them signing their Journey There jersey there.
It's that time of year, Justin. Football is finally coming back, and it feels so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait. My son just started playing football yesterday. Was his first practice, his first year in tackle. He's super excited. He's got his pads and his helmet.
Good to hear.
I'm pretty sure he may have went to bed with his pads on last night.
Probably.
Very good possibility.
I know a lot of, and that really, the game really changed a lot of kids' lives, obviously for the better. I mean, we're talking about Bill's training camp now in sports with Ryan there, and you know that's all great and dandy. But for me, like looking at you know the local kids, they look forward to these Friday night games. I mean,
it means a lot
superstars,
more than
really.
the NFL games
Yeah.
and the.
I
mean, I wouldn't say necessarily the college games because those college kids play their hearts out
Yes.
to try and make it somewhere.
NFL.
They play with more pride, I feel, than the NFL players. It's in any collegiate sport, any baseball, softball, basketball, football. Those kids are playing their heart out just because they love the sport, not because they're trying to make that extra step. I mean, obviously they are wanting to make it to the Major League Baseball or the NFL, but it's not about that.
No.
You grow up, you started playing football when you're 4 or 5 years old, and you continue to do it all throughout high school. It's just something that becomes a part of you.
Yeah, and a lot of those high school games, we'll be covering them this fall with our, we kind of have a cool idea that's coming down the block. I get to sit in the executive meeting, so I'm going to inquire about it. But it'll be really cool. We'll be happy to highlight some of these kids and some of these great stories from across Chautauqua County. So good for JPS for having that football day. Well, that's it for today's edition of Morning News Now. Of course, we are back tomorrow in full force.
And make sure you join our social media revolution by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And for round-the-clock news, just head to WNYNewsNow.com. It's where coverage comes first. Have a great day, everybody.